Hello everybody, good evening, my name is Christopher Genma, and tonight we're gonna be playing a little visual novel called Love at First Sight. I came across this game on during a Steam sale and it looked pretty interesting. I really liked the art style that they were going for, so I'm going to check it out, see if it's any fun. I heard that it was wholesome as all hell, so that's always nice. So let's see what this is all about. Let's get straight into it. That is a big eye, isn't it? Catch my eyes. Let me just quickly open chat here. There you go. Let's see. I'll just do a narration, I suppose. It's early in the morning. This is the path I always take to get to school. I normally have to hurry, but today I'm taking it easy. Had a little extra time to get out of the house, which is kind of unusual. I'm feeling good under the warm morning sunshine and cool breeze as I head to school. It's weird to not to open a visual novel and not see pink trees for once. No, because it's always sakura trees in anime and everything, but this time it's orange. Oh, it seems like. Which probably fits really nice with the aesthetic of the game. I'm not in a hurry, but it still doesn't take long to get to school. My house isn't right next to the school, but it isn't that far away either. Oh yeah, wait, let me just... There you go. Let me just turn on the audio real quick. Turn it down a little bit. That should be nice. Even if I don't leave as early as I did today, and never have to run to get to school or on time or anything. That's why I'm thinking as I change into my school slippers. I absentmindedly climbed the stairs, heading to my classroom on the second floor, class 2-2. Damn, second year already, big boy. It's pretty good. Put my hand on the door to open it. And then, they're really building up this one. Oh, Makun, good morning. You were here earlier than usual, how unlike you. Oh god, she's ganky. Help. I'm not fit to deal with these kinds of social situations. Her loud ear-splitting voice shakes me out of my morning days. I'm very afraid I cannot mimic loud ear-splitting. That's not really in my exact register. Mamoru, is that me? Yeah, I believe so. Good morning, Akemi. I see you're getting a head start on being loud and obnoxious today. It's rude, isn't it? Nothing wrong with being energetic. I suppose that's so. MC is just a bit of an asshole. This overly spirited person is Tsunemi Akemi. She's always like this, the kind of person who always goes full throttle from the moment she wakes up until the moment she falls asleep. You're not energetic, you're out of control. Oh god. She's going all over the place. But I guess that's what I should be expecting by now. Morning, Toma. You know her better than I do, right? Does she have a volume knob? Morning. Known Akemi for a long time, and I can say for sure that no, she does not. This is Ochai Tomoyori. He's a zombie in contrast to Akemi's liveliness. He kinda looks like it, does he? But like Akemi, his energy level is constant. Like, okay, yeah. He's lifeless all day, every day. Yeah, I've only known her for a little while, but I'm starting to realize that. Oh god, that must be really jarring that I keep doing things with the mouse. Let's see if the spacebar works. Yeah, that's better. You'll get used to it. Excuse me for pulling the classic teacher showing something on the computer right there. Akemi again, so this is the girl. Makun, lately you started treating me as bad as Tomokun. Is this really how you should be treating someone you've only known for 2 months? Considering how annoying you are, did you really expect me to treat you any differently? What is it always with visual novel protagonists and being absolute assholes to everybody? Is it something I'm missing in translation, or is it just the way that school kids are nowadays? I mean, to be honest, it would make sense, I guess. Yeah, I've only known these two for about 2 months, though I've gotten pretty close to them in that time. I'm Fukunaga Mamoru. Fukunaga Mamoru. 2 months ago I had to switch high schools because of my parents' work. Classic. Fall's almost over. I transferred in the middle of the season and because of that, was a bit of an oddity among these other students. I was really nervous at first, but luckily these two came along and we became friends. That doesn't show, I guess. Oh well. That's mean. Tomo couldn't say something. Well, it seems like you two are getting close. Yeah, thanks to you. Hey, don't ignore me. I can say for sure that Tomo is the real reason I'm comfortable here now. He doesn't take care of his appearance and he's not the warmest person you'll ever meet, but he's pretty smart and ultimately a good guy. I learned how dependable he is pretty quickly. Oh boy, I don't know if I had this as bad in Persona as well, but I'm really going to show today how well, air quotation marks, my reading is. I kinda stumble sometimes when I'm reading out hard. Okay, ignoring me is now forbidden, you hear me? We might be ignoring her, but I guess I owe Akemi as well. The fact that she's so annoyingly loud is her only real flaw. I don't know anyone more inspiring than her. That's nice, you should say that to her face once. That would probably help. Lately, Akemi's been trying to get me to hang out with her and Tomo all the time. The two seem to balance each other out, though it's not a perfect balance by any means. From what I hear, they've been friends since they were kids, though Tomo told me once she's basically just been following me around this whole time. Aw, it's childhood friends. Such a classic. The bell rings, it's already time for homeroom. What first period today? Math, our homework is due today. You did do it, right? Okay, let's see, did the protagonist couldn't do it? I'm going to put some bets on no, but you know, positively surprised me. Yeah, yesterday I finished it with some spare time to change. We did it, boys, we did it, lads. Everyone. We actually did our homework for once. I was actually able to go to bed early because of that. I said ignoring me was forbidden. Hey! Okay, she is. She is energetic, I'll give her that. The morning lessons end and lunchtime begins. Lunchtime, time to eat. That is the time. It is the eating time. We moved from our classroom to one further down the hall. It's the only one in here and Akemi's thundering voice echoes in the empty classroom. The three of us have been coming to this empty classroom for lunch since I transferred to this school. Just steal an empty room, that's pretty good to be honest. Also that way you don't have to change background, I suppose. Because classroom is classroom. On the menu for today is Salisbury steak. Awesome! What are you, kid? Come on, can you at least lower your volume during lunch? Tomo, help me out here. After a moment, Tomo replies, what do you want me to do? Then he sighs and snatches Akemi's chopsticks from her. Hey! Then, as Akemi opens her mouth to protest, Tomo stuffs a piece of Salisbury steak into her mouth. Oh, that's cute, isn't it? She seems to have forgotten anything she wanted to say when the food entered her mouth and she quietly chews it. Her mood improves a moment later and her expression dissolves into bliss as she chews. She really is an airhead. Well, there we have it, folks. She really is an airhead. Not a keeper, you know. Could have fooled me, who else hold her back like... Who else could hold back that phrase right over girl? See, there it is again. The reading out loud, it's not my specialty. Really isn't. Okay, maybe not. Exactly. Akemi cries, spewing food everywhere, then realizing what she just did, she hastily closes her mouth and swallows. I'm the number one most cheerfulest girl in this town, Tsunemi Akemi-chan. Isn't cheerfulest with 2 L's? Fine. And with that she goes back to eating her lunch. Guess she can't stay quiet for long no matter what she's doing. The most cheerfulest girl in town? Don't think you have any competition for the title. No kidding, she's one of our school celebrities. Tomo starts on his own lunch. Seriously, one off? You mean there's more? Oh god. Yeah, our high school has a lot of unusual students. There are a lot of rumors floating around concerning our school, it seems. Well, what other kinds of celebrities are there? You don't know about any of them? Well, first there's... Toko takes a quick glance at Akemi, but she seems to be lost in her food and juice paradise. She's not even listening to us anymore. She does look cute though. I mean, I'm gonna go on the record. Genki Girls is pretty good. I enjoy a Genki Girl from time to time. You know, assuming they're actually written pretty well. But I guess that goes for any character that's written one-dimensionally. That they would not be that good. But it's fine. Well, there's a lot of them. If you really want to know, I'll tell you later. He doesn't want to talk about this in front of Akemi. I guess it's a touchy subject, but I'll make it a point to ask about it later. I'm gonna write that down in my little notes. All done. You eat way too fast. Crap, I barely touched any of my own food while we were chatting. Should have started on my lunch while she had her mouth closed. I'm not going to get another chance now. Hey, what were you two talking about? This completely zoned out. Yeah, probably. Was recounting the epic saga of how you won your fame. He seemed to be really interested in it, so I wanted him to hear it from the source. Wait, what? Really? Sure thing, Makun. Do you want to hear about when I saved town for the first time with my fantastic powers? Hadn't met Tomo-kun yet and... No, I really don't want to hear about that. Come on, Tomo. A minute ago you told me to take care of her, and now I'm telling you to do it. I haven't even touched my food yet, so you should be her friend for a bit. Without a second glance, he starts eating his lunch in silence. Makun, are you listening? So anyway, my mom had gone out shopping and... No, you're the one who needs to listen, man. How did I get roped into this? So for the rest of lunchtime I got stuck listening to her story while I finished my lunch and gave her the occasional nod. Ah, the classic. This is how you hold a conversation, just yeah. Yeah, no, so, that's a bummer, man. Just, you know, things like that. Fake that you actually have a shred of sociability in your body. School ends. Huh? Makun, where's Tomo-kun? Akemi calls out as I'm packing my stuff. She rushes out the classroom right when class ends. And it seems he came back just as quickly. He said he had some things to take care of back at his place and left a little early. What's up? Oh, really? Well, can you take this to the third year's classroom for me? I promised to return this before the end of the day. But I got a club meeting I gotta go to, so... She hands me a small paper bag. I feel like it's got a book or something inside it. I sigh. Fine, I'll do it. Thanks a bunch. Give this to a student in class 3-2 named Yae Katashi. I'm counting on you. No sooner does she say that than she disappears once again. She just can't sit still, can she? Again with the words. Can't sit still, can she? I suppose I better get going too. No telling how long this Yae person is going to be there for. Finish packing up and head to the classroom on the third floor. I can do it. I arrive at the third year student's classroom with Akemi's package and look for a person I'm supposed to deliver it to. But some of the other students tell me she stepped out for a bit. They say she'll be back soon and that I can just wait here for her, but 10 minutes pass. She's still nowhere to be found. Spooky. Maybe I should go to one of the other people. Maybe I should have one of the other people give it to her and just go home. School's over and most of the students have been at their club activities for a while now. While I'm waiting in the third year classroom, the other students file out and the school grounds slowly become devoid of life. Noise of daytime activity has all but disappeared. How peaceful. I feel like I'm in detention. I want to go home already. Come on. There's games to be played here. Maybe homework to be made. You know, we'll think about it. Depends on how bad mom pushes for it. Giving up, I leave the classroom and turn towards the stairwell. The classroom is on the second floor, so I usually don't spend any time up here. The layouts of the two floors are pretty much identical, but somehow I feel like this is some alternate dimension. And just as I'm about to descend the stairs, I start to hear what I think are sobs coming from nearby. Oh no. Money! What is that? I figured I was alone and I had relaxed because of that, but a sudden sobbing catches me off guard and I freeze. I hold my breath and strain my ears. It's not my imagination. Someone nearby is crying softly. Hearing someone crying in an empty school building sounds like the beginning of a horror story. It kinda does, doesn't it? What am I saying? This isn't a horror story. School might be over, but the sun hasn't even gone down yet. Finding someone else in the building isn't that strange. Well, I say this, but the situation isn't exactly normal either. The sobbing continues. It sounds like it's coming from the next floor up. It's quiet, but it reverberates off the narrow stairwell's wall. It's definitely coming from the floor above me, though I didn't realize it until now. But this building only has 3 floors. The only thing above me is the roof, right? School is over. The door to the roof should be locked by now, but I can still hear the crying. So there's no way it could be coming from there. But if the door is locked, that means that the way up is a dead end. I can just walk up to check and claim that I happened to walk by. But before I can think it through, my curiosity has me turning around and heading back up the stairs. I climb step by step up the stairs as quietly as I can, though I can't help but make a little noise. Tiniest little noise. As I get closer to the source of the sobbing, I begin to hear it more clearly. There's just one voice, and judging by the sound of it, it's a girl's. It feels like I'm climbing up 10 stories, but it only takes a few seconds. Suddenly I'm almost on the landing. I take the last step and turn towards the source of the crying. In front of me is a girl wearing our school's uniform. She's lying against the door of the roof, sobbing. The girl hears me walking towards her and starts shivering as she turns her head towards me. Nothing up to this point has been too out of the ordinary, at least until I saw her face. Oh, here we go, boys. Big reveal. That's adorable. That's super cute. Nani! Again. But how am I supposed to vocalize exclamation marks? The girl stares at me with her single eye, her face sopping wet from crying. And I don't mean that she was missing an eye, she literally had one giant eye in the middle of her face. Suddenly she registers that I'm standing in front of her and she jumps, drawing her limbs into her body. A bit of light reflects off the unwiped tears near her wide open eye. You can tell by the way she's looking at me that she's terrified. She's not the only one though. Without really understanding what I'm looking at, I stare at her unmoving. She does the same. She's wearing her school's uniform, but is she really a student here? No matter how many times I blink, a second eye doesn't suddenly grow on her face, and I finally realize that what I'm seeing is reality. Faced with this girl, it looks like she belongs in a fairy tale. I begin to panic. Strangely though, I'm able to keep my fright from showing. The situation is so unreal, I guess my brain just refuses to fully acknowledge it. I heard crying, came to see what's going on. Are you alright? The longer the silence drags on, the harder it becomes to break it. I try to come up with something, anything to say, to force myself out of this stupor, but my mind's completely blank. At this point, anything is better than silence. It seems her mind is just as blank as mine. I work my mouth soundlessly a few times before finally spewing out the first thing that comes to my mind. Do you need something to wipe your face? Your uniform is black, so I can't tell if it's wet from the crying. I can't tell if it's wet from her crying into it. She doesn't have a handkerchief or anything though. I produce my own handkerchief from my pocket and move it over to her. I move to offer it to her. I did read it right, okay. Good to know. I approach the girl standing at the top of the stairs to give her the handkerchief, and once again she starts shivering in fear. She's looking at me like I'm some kind of monster. Am I really that scary? Isn't she? No, she isn't, god damn it. Already said it, okay. Fine. This is not a family friendly stream anyway. Thank you. I hold the handkerchief out stiffly for several seconds, then cautiously, oh so cautiously, she takes the handkerchief and wipes her face. Those are the first words she's spoken so far, but her trembling voice is so quiet that I almost don't hear her. I only transferred to the school about 2 months ago. I don't think I've seen you around. This is definitely the first time we've met, of course. I'm sure that if I had seen her before, her face would be burned into my mind. There's no way I could forget what I'm seeing right now. Should I ask her to give my handkerchief back? It's obvious from the way she's looking at me that she's still confused and afraid. I'm not going to get anywhere at this rate. We must be in different classes since I haven't seen you around before. What grade and class are you on? And I'm in class 2 too. Class 1-2. She actually gave me a proper response this time. She really is a student here, I guess, not a monster or something. Suddenly it hits me that I've been sharing the same school and held the same world with this person all the time. Oh, 1 year lower then. Yeah. I mean, you know, they say that her voice is very quiet, and I suppose it's going to come over because pretty much cutting out the bass of my voice is cutting out the volume of my voice. That's pretty much where all of it's coming from. So I'm gonna try to be mindful when I voice her close enough to the mic. I'll check my levels on the side here. The conversation grinds to a halt again. Can't think of anything else to say. Actually, that's not true. I have a mountain of things I want to ask her. But all of it has to do with her appearance, and I'm hesitant to bring that up. Time passes as I hurriedly think of something to say to fill the silence. What can I say? My mind's totally blank. Every heartbeat seems louder than the last, and the panic I fought had subsided wells up inside me again. I don't think I can keep this up. Right, I have to get going. Oh, that was a little weird. Oh, that was a bit of a weird sound, don't mind that. The girl looks like she wants to say more, but without another word, I turn and flee down the stairs. I head to the shoe rack, change my shoes and start rushing home. I mean, isn't she's likely supposed to be the person that I needed to deliver that package to? I walk on for a few more seconds after clearing the campus gates, then I pause for a moment and take a deep breath. Jeez, seems that girl didn't follow me or even call after me. She's probably still sitting at the top of the stairs in that desolate stairway. A cool wind is blowing as I walk home and I gradually regain my composure. My heart is still racing though. I think I'm going to feel uneasy about what just happened for a long time. I was really surprised. Maybe I still didn't fully understand what I saw. I have to think about it some more. Was it fear? Was I afraid of her? No, there's nothing scary about some girl, even if she is. Honestly, I can't shake the thought that she might be some kind of monster. But she must be a human high school student, right? I was definitely scared of out of my wits at first, but I think if she wanted to hurt me, she would have done it. In fact, she's beyond harmless. She's as timid as a mouse. But if that's the case, why do I still feel uneasy? Is my mind just unable to accept that she only has one eye? You know, I always wonder how I would actually react in this situation. I would like to think that the amount of anime I've consumed at this point has numbed me a little bit to seeing things like this, but then again, that's all just fiction. I'm really curious how it would be if I actually saw this shit with my own eyes and it wasn't really that common knowledge that I was already used to it. I would be very interested to see how that would play out. No, that's not it. It's not like I was avoiding staring at her or anything. And actually, I don't think I could have looked away even if I wanted to. Whatever, it's not worth dwelling on. The fact that I'm not disgusted by her after all this means it was just pure surprise, right? Yeah, I think that's a reasonable conclusion. At any rate, I think it's safe to say that anyone who saw her face wouldn't forget it anytime soon. As I'm thinking this over, I finally arrive at the familiar entryway to my house. I was so absorbed in my thoughts, I guess I was on autopilot all the way home. I'm home. Oh, welcome home. You're a little late, aren't you? What were you doing? Akemi roped me into being her errand boy. She wanted me to deliver something for her. Oh, I thought he realized that he forgot to deliver something. Later that night, the letter dip sigh as I'm lying on my futon, unable to sleep. For some reason, I couldn't tell my mom about the one-eyed girl. It wasn't like it was a traumatic event or anything, but I almost feel guilty. At any rate, I couldn't stop thinking about her face. I know that if I don't fall asleep soon, I'm going to have to rush to school tomorrow. I tried to forget about everything that happened today, but I just can't keep my eyes closed. It looked like she wanted to say something back there, but I panicked and ran away. Kind of a regret not staying now. I roll over in my futon several times, but I eventually come to a decision. I'm going to try and find that girl again. I feel like I should at least learn her name. That would probably be nice, yes. First day. to have an eye for. Have an eye for ... Very mysterious. The next day, I try to clear my head as I'm walking to school, but I can't stop thinking about that girl. Should I leave class during the break to go look for her? It's going to be difficult to leave without a good excuse though. Maybe when school's over I'll go where I met her yesterday and say I just happened by. But there's no guarantee she's going to be in the same place today. Besides, I didn't exactly handle that situation gracefully, leaving her like I was trying to run away. Definitely not the best first impression to make. I'll have to think of some excuse for going. Why did I even go to investigate her crying in the first place? I'm not even sure I know myself. Girl, I don't even know her name, what should I tell her? Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Before I even think of what to call her, I actually have to find her first. I'll ask her name, introduce myself, and that'll probably be good enough. She'll probably think I'm some kind of freak, but guess that's fine. Maybe if I just talk to her, it'll enlighten some of the tension between us. I look up to find I've arrived at school. Always hydrate, people, it's important. Looks like I was on autopilot again. I get inside, change my shoes and head up to the second floor where my classroom is. As I walk up the stairs I see something strange moving out the corner of my eye. Peeking around the corner of the connecting hallway is a head of brown hair. It's the girl I've been seeing in my mind all morning. I seem to be the only one who notices her head popping up around the corner. She must think that pose will keep her totally hidden, as if she's in a manga or something, but she really stands out, at least to me. Nice call out there, guys. Real smart. She's moving her eye around frantically, and sure enough, she picks me out from within the sparse crowd. So surprised to see her, all I can think is, why is a first year student on the second year floor? Before she hurries up to me. Here. She hands me a familiar handkerchief. That's right, I had totally forgotten that it landed to her yesterday. Take the handkerchief, which she's folded neatly into a perfect square. I think she even washed it. Yesterday, thank you. As soon as she says it in her tiny voice, she runs down the stairs and vanishes around the corner. Hold on, wait! Can't stop myself from calling out, but the morning bell rings, drowning out my voice for me. Oh well, I head to my own classroom. The lunch bell rings, I stash my books away in the desk and bolt out of the classroom. Didn't even get to thank the girl for washing my handkerchief. I go look for her to say what I wanted to earlier. I have a good excuse to talk to her now. I can't let this chance slip away. I arrive at the end of the hallway, but instead of going down to the first year classrooms, I head up the stairs. I don't know for sure, but I think there's a good chance she's going to be up where I met her yesterday. Well, even if she's not, I can just look elsewhere. I get to the first floor and keep going up all the way to the stairs that lead to the roof. Hey. Huh? Just like yesterday, she's sitting on the same step at the top of the stairs. I see her shoulders jolt when she hears my voice and she looks up to me. Her mouth is opening and closing rapidly. She clearly wants to say something, but I can't find the words. She's in the same position as I was in yesterday, it seems. Thanks for washing my handkerchief. I didn't get a chance to say it earlier. Yeah. There's a lot of confusion in her soft voice. The fact that she's looking everywhere but at my face tells me she's not sure what to do. I'm obviously making her uncomfortable, but I'm not going to run away like I did yesterday. So this is where you eat lunch, huh? Do you mind if I join you? Cha-cha, real smooth. I say this as gently as possible as I notice the lunchbox she got perched on her knees. That's a good place to put it, I guess. Yeah, if you're gonna be somewhere during lunchtime, you'll probably bring your lunch as well. While we're talking, I'll take out my own lunch. Let's go, slaps out the big lunch. Now that I think about it, I don't know if she has any other friends to eat lunch with. No. Her answer comes too quickly and I wonder if she really means it. Her eyes start darting wildly around the corner in her effort to making eye contact, but to avoid making eye contact. She begins to look even more nervous. Thanks, I'll just sit down on these steps. She didn't tell me to go away at least. Take a seat next to her and unpack my lunch. This seems to startle her and she leans away from me as if she's trying to escape. I sat next to her, but it's not like I'm that close to her. A little offended. Man, be a little Come on, be a little sensible here. She's very timid, she's very scared. While I'm unpacking my lunch, I look her over as casually as I can manage. Up until now I was fixated on her eye, but the rest of her appearance is pretty striking as well. Her head is covered in bandages, her hair is messy and unkempt. Her uniform looks like it's been ripped apart and only partially stitched back together. I catch glimpses of the skin of her shoulders and stomach and it looks far from normal. I noticed that she has bruises or maybe birthmarks, I'm not sure which, all over her legs, her necks and everywhere else I can see. The skin on her dainty limbs looks as white as a ghost's. She doesn't look healthy by any standards. Is that... Suddenly our eyes meet. I guess I was staring too obviously. Huh? We quickly break eye contact, but she keeps shooting me sidelong glances like she's worried I'll attack her or something. I'm clutching my chopsticks, but my lunch remains untouched. The long silence is getting uncomfortable. I try to strike up some conversation. Come to think of it, I haven't even introduced myself. I'm Fukunaga Mamoru. What's your name? It's Usui Sachi. Sachi, huh? Nice to finally meet you. Oh, so it's not the girl I had to deliver the package to. Okay. Nice to meet you. Looks like she's not too talkative, though I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I have to keep the conversation going somehow. Do you always eat lunch up here? Does anyone else ever come up with you or anything? Okay, good. Going straight for that gut punch, huh? Yes, I always eat here. No one else comes with me. Maybe that was too forward, but the fact that no one else comes up with her isn't too surprising. She's probably always alone. She shifts her attention onto me, watching me cautiously. Is she that afraid of me touching her? Yeah, I see. So what do you do during lunch break then? Read, finish homework, a few other things. Oh really? What kind of book are you reading? I haven't really read any novels lately. Sorry. Sachi cries out so abruptly, her voice rising like she's about to lose her mind. My lunch, I'm done, so, excuse me. No sooner does she say this than she scoops up her almost untouched lunchbox and runs down the stairs. Can't really chase after her with my lunchbox sitting open on my legs, so she leaves me behind. I've just been run out on and silence falls over the stairwell. I guess trying to force conversation like that backfired. Sachi only ever replied to my questions with a few words at a time, but she kept looking over at me with her worried eye. Did I really make her that uneasy? Is it that hard for her to open up to me? This girl seems to lead a very troubled life and I might not ever be able to get close to her. But that, my dear sir, is probably where you're wrong, because it's a visual novel. No, just because I had won an successful experiment doesn't mean I should give up. Before I thought I'd be satisfied if I just spoke to her once, but now I have an overwhelming desire to get to know her. My man, you're starting to believe, you're starting to get it, you're starting to believe in the Mona Eye girls. It's happening. I have to become friends with her now, no matter what. I can't give up, I have to keep trying. He's so gung-ho about it as well. Yeah, well, being enthusiastic about it is one thing, but there's nothing I can do right now. Might as well eat my food. While I think of a way to meet her again, I finish off what's left of my lunch. But it's so quiet here now. I thought that no matter where in the school you were doing lunchtime, you would be able to hear students' lively voices. But I barely reach this lonely place. It's like I'm in another world. The voices of the students talking down below are so quiet that the sound of my chopsticks clinging against my lunchbox is like a hammer on stone. Even the sound of my shirt rustling as I move is like the howling of a wind in comparison. How can she eat like this every day? As I close my empty lunchbox, I make up my mind. I absolutely have to become friends with her. It's time for the friend arc. Let's go. Returning to my classroom, I catch Tomo and Akemi just as they're finishing their lunches. Hey, where'd you go? The two of us ate the lunches together all alone. Come to think of it, I never said anything to them as I left. Oh my bad, I finished my lunch too. Where'd you run off to? Hey, have you guys seen a first year girl with a really unusual appearance? What do you mean by that? First year girl, the one with the ocular issue. Yeah, that sounds like her. Huh? What are you talking about? Something I don't know about? Oh, this probably isn't something you'd want to hear. It's not really a happy story. Wow, rude. You shouldn't be keeping things from your friends. And that's not what I meant, but... Anyway, why do you want to know about her? No reason, I just heard about her and got curious is all. Do you know her? Personally? No, I've never seen her. I've seen her around, but I've never talked to her. For what I've heard about her, I'm not sure if it's true or not. It might all just be baseless rumors. That's fine, just tell me what you know. Are you sure you really want to know? This might go into some deep stuff. You know, I'm just giving a little heads up. Judging from the appearance of her and the kind of style that we're dealing with, there is a good chance that there might be some mental or trauma issues coming up, so just want to make sure that people who are not comfortable with that kind of stuff, you know, don't maybe turn off the stream for a little bit, or when you're watching the archive, maybe skip forward a little bit. You know, if you don't want to know, of course, or if you're not comfortable with that kind of stuff. Alright, with that disclaimer out of the way, let's keep going. Someone looks to the side to side like he wants to make sure no one else is listening, even though the three of us are all alone here. Yeah. Alright. He promptly turns away from me and stares at the floor. He looks as though he's staring into another dimension. Fine, but take what I'm about to say with a grain of salt. First year student in class 2, female name, Musume something, I only remember family name, but she only has one eye. Wait, one eye? You mean she lost the other one in an accident? She didn't lose one, she only ever had one, right in the center of her face, one big eye. What? You mean she was born that way? I don't know the details, but it seems that she was. I only ever seen her from afar, but I really don't think that's an injury. There's really a person like that in one of her first year classes? I've never seen her or heard about her, not once. Well, we are in a different year from her, but regardless, I guess she's trying hard to stay hidden, both from the other students and from myself. What do you mean she's trying to stay hidden from herself? I told you it wasn't a happy story. Someone takes a quick glance at Akemi. He seems worried to have said so much about Sachi around her. Though it's not like I forced him to tell me. Yesterday he avoided the subjects of the school celebrities. Was that because he didn't want to talk about Sachi? That's all I've heard, but she does have a startling appearance. She's definitely not normal. Maybe she's creepy, maybe not, but you have to admit that at the very least she's unusual. She's fascinating to some and scary to others. I'm sure there are plenty more who find her disturbing. From what I hear, she's always covered in wounds. It's hard to believe they're all accidental considering how many she has. Yeah, exactly. So that's what I was talking about with my little disclaimer. It's the story might go into that a little bit, so just so you know, in case you have bad associations with that kind of stuff. So in that case, could they be from someone beating her up? If someone at home is hurting her, I couldn't tell you, but there's a real possibility that she's being bullied at school. Could that be it? Before I wasn't sure what caused all her injuries, but thinking back what Tom was saying makes sense. Doesn't anyone try to protect her? I told you all I know is rumors, not details. But? There's another student who is also a little famous, and I think she is the one responsible for bullying the girl. It's not Rie-chan, isn't it? This catches me off guard. Akemi, normally so loud, speaks in a hushed tone. Oh, that was supposed to be hush. Okay. Now that I think about it, she's been abnormally quiet the whole time Tom has been telling us about Sachi. I always figured Akemi would be the first to denounce bullying whenever she sees it, but do you know her? I wouldn't say we know her per se, I just ran into her several times during middle school. Doesn't that mean they know her? Akemi seems to be staring into space now, thinking. Anyway, whether or not we know her doesn't really matter, but yes, the alleged assailant is this girl, Sadakawa Rui. I've heard that she's from a well-off household and was pampered growing up. As a result, she's very self-centered. That's the impression I got when I first met her, but there's probably more to it than that. She's really popular among other students as well. That also contributes to her behavior, at least. I think so. I see. Thanks for telling me. Can find out the truth of this on my own later on, but I think I'm starting to understand more of the situation now. So, what do you think of this one-eyed girl? As Thomas said, the fact is that Sachi is very unusual, and I'm curious to know what he thinks about her. Depending on his response, I may have to change my plans. I just told you what I think, so tell me, what were you doing during lunch? Why are you so concerned about this? I didn't plan on hiding it, but I guess I couldn't have anyway. Thomas seems to understand what I was getting at. I can't fool you. You made it too obvious. As I said before, I only have trivial information. You shouldn't judge a book by her cover, so to speak. I haven't concerned myself with her until now because I didn't have any reason to. That said, if you want to help her out, you've got my support. I see. Well, thanks. Didn't think there'd be any problems, but still, I'm glad Tom was so eager to help. Keep my face expressionless, but I breathe an internal sigh of relief. That's nice, isn't it? Wait, did you actually meet this girl, Makun? Akemi quickly returns to her previous loud demeanor. Yeah, I did. No fair, I want to make friends with this girl too, Makun. Introduce me. Yep, Akemi's back to her old self. The way she was acting before was so unlike her. She seemed worried when Sadakawa and her bullying came up. But now it's like she wasn't even here for that part of the conversation. At least I don't have to worry about Akemi being nice to Sachi if they ever did meet. She's so damn friendly. I'm not sure how I would do that. I mean, I'm not even really friends with her. Come on, what are you trying to say? I mean, it's just she's not used to talking with people, and I think talking to someone like you would be really overwhelming to her. What's that supposed to mean? You don't want me to meet her? That's definitely not fair. I mean, you can't keep a Genki girl from making friends. It's just impossible. She'll fucking adopt the shy girl if she has to. It's because your voice is capable of leveling buildings. Hey, come on, it's not like I'm going to be giving a speech to a huge audience. There's no exaggeration on, say, I'm a professional at having super relaxed conversations with guys, girls, kids, and even dogs, cats, and lizard. Lizard, okay, I'll take it. It's definitely an exaggeration. You are intimidating with the loud voice of yours, and the meeting is going to end up with that girl running away in tears. That's right, I know these two are good people, and as much as I want to introduce them to Sachi, I don't think suddenly coming by with 2 more people is a good idea when she barely even knows me. Boo. What about Toma then? I don't think that would work either. Do you think she'd be just a little scared of 2 guys if she doesn't really know walked up to her and started talking to her? He pouts at Toma. He's right, I don't exactly have the friendliest face. It's safest if you just meet with her on your own for a little while. Okay, say what you want, but they seem like some genuinely nice friends. Good job, Mamoru. Good choice. Good people skills. Picking out the nice ones. It's true, he's really tall and always has somewhat of a strange look in his eyes. I'd probably scare her enough all on my own. But if I brought Tomo along, she'd probably scream and run away. Sorry, you two. Fine, I get it. I'll give you a little while. But someday you have to introduce me. Oh my god, I actually peek quite a bit there. Well, I don't know if I... Well, I don't know. I went louder than usual, at least. Sure, I promise. Good luck. If you ever need help, just ask us. Thanks. If it comes to that, I'll gladly take your offer. You know, Akemi kinda reminds me of Tsu for some reason. Tsuyu Asui from My Hero Academia. Into the 3rd act already, eh? I'm very curious if we'll be able to finish it today. Oh no, it's still the 2nd act, just a brief intermission. A commercial break in a visual novel, I suppose. The next day, lunch. I'm going to try to fight Sachi again today, but first... Alright, I need some help, but let's make it quick. We're holding a war council as... We're holding a war council as we're finishing up our lunches. Quick it is. What do you think is the best way to become friends with her? Okay, let's speedrun this friend making shit. Let's go. What makes you think I know? Okay, no, not just her. I mean in general. How do you make friends? How do you make the friends? Come on, tell me. I'm not experienced with this at all. Didn't you have any friends at your old school? Well, yeah, but then you should know, shouldn't you? No, it's not like I had to try to make friends. I just became friends with some people without ever realizing it, I guess. That's why I need advice. That kinda happens to everyone. Okay, my turn now. Akemi, who's been silent up until now, suddenly shouts, startling me. Honestly, I don't think she'll have any useful advice on this subject, but I want to eat my lunch, so I stay quiet and let her talk. Makun, the answer is simple. You just have to remember when you first met us. It's a little depressing if our first meeting is the only frame of reference she has. When I met you. Yeah, because we became friends pretty easily. Of course, it's not like you could resist my fantastic charm, but still. No, at that time I was thinking, these guys are weird. I only got to know you out of morbid curiosity. What? That's mean. The fact that you're able to get along with us nerds means you're also weird, doesn't it? I'm not denying that. No, deny it. I don't know what you're so worried about. You're more sociable than me and not as loud as Akemi. Why are you guys always ganging up on me? Anyway, the point is that you don't want to scare her away, right? Yeah, pretty much. You're ignoring me again. And you were going to go find her today, right? Yeah, I'm planning to, but I want to eat my lunch here. Last time I met her, having food with me just got in the way. Besides, I don't want to spend the entire lunch break with her and leave these two hanging. Are you sure you can stand being away from us? It sounds smug, but he has such a sincere expression on his face. Sometimes I think this guy can read minds. He really doesn't look it, but he does care about other people. I think I'll manage. I'm more worried about leaving you alone with Akemi. Don't remind me, I do like having someone else around who can keep this fool in check. What did you just call me? The fool. I wonder if I should even go. You sure you can keep her in check on your own if I'm not here? Then again, Sachi should be finishing up her lunch soon. I've been finishing up my own lunch in a hurry as we were talking as well. Since Sachi's eating alone, she probably won't take long to finish her food. Sachi, is that the one-eyed girl? Come to think of it, I don't remember her whole name. Ah, right. Usui is Sachi. Sachi, huh? Well, then she'll be Sachan. When I finally introduce her to me, I'll call her Sachan. That reminds me, when I first met Akemi, she immediately gave me the nickname Makun. Makun only reminds me of the goddamn MILF isekai. Which was, you know, it was an interesting anime, but I do not... I never doubt Pochi's abilities to make a story. Pochi Maru Sensei is amazing. So I will accept MILF isekai as it is. Actually, a small, fun little piece of trivia: the fact that my pupils are white instead of black, like most, is because I really liked that in Pochi's work. So I kind of took that over in my models art style because I really liked that. I thought it was really cool, so I wanted that to use that effect myself as well. Anyway, where were we? She immediately gave me the nickname Makun, and she didn't even seem to care that I'd only know her for about a minute. Not that I dislike her, but the speed at which she gets close to people is a bit unsettling, to say the least. You're deciding on a nickname for her before you even meet her? Well, I'm not the one who's going to go meet her, Makun. Oh, I'm not the one who's going to go meet her. Makun, hurry up and introduce her to us so I don't have to worry about befriending her on my own. Yeah, I get it. In that case, I better hurry so Akemi doesn't have to think too hard on sorting out her brain. My brain isn't going to short out. Hey, wait a minute. Good luck. Thanks. Oh man. I'm definitely going to feel this tomorrow. I mean, as long as I can do my meetings at work, I'm probably fine, but I'm going to feel this in my voice that I've been reading the entire time. At least I'm trying to keep it in check with some water here. I glanced at the whining Akemi before packing up my lunchbox and leaving the classroom. Of course, there's no guarantee I actually will find her. Sachi's probably just finishing her lunch by now. I'm sure she'll go somewhere else when she does. There's also the possibility she chose to eat somewhere else in order to avoid me. I guess I won't know until I go though. Alright, she's here after all. Same place, same frightened look. Hey, how's it going? Hello. Is she on guard again this time? She seems calmer than she did yesterday. It looks like she just finished her lunch. Her lunchbox is closed. Now what do? I suppose I should think of something to say first of all. I'm not trying to scare you or anything. I just want to be friends, you know? Friends? Her darting eye tells me that I still don't have her trust yet. I only think I can tell her for sure. The only thing I can tell for sure is that she's suspicious of me. Yeah, do you not want me to be here? You don't have to leave, but... In that case, can I talk with you for the rest of the lunch break? Okay. Great, she hasn't rejected me yet. Alright, thanks. I sit down on the stairs next to her, same as yesterday. What were we talking about yesterday? Alright, something about books. Yeah, books. You like reading books, right? Do you read like manga and stuff? I like reading novels, mostly just novels. I see, so you don't like manga then? No, I'd like them, it's just, I don't have any money for manga. Novels either, I borrow books from their library. The school's library, I mean, they don't have manga. I actually did hear that, like, light novels were, it was either they were cheaper than manga in Japan, or there was just more content, so, you know, like your amount of entertainment versus the price you pay for it leveled out better. Something like that. Interesting, because I'm pretty sure that light novels and manga go up pretty, what is it? Pretty similarly priced in the West. So that's it. Hey, if you want I can lend you some of my manga. Then again, I don't know exactly about that light novel thing because I haven't really bought many light novels yet apart from Spice and Wolf. Which is great, by the way. Good light novel. I only have 3 parts and I'm still reading the first, but it's nice. Well, I know mostly now because it's nice because I have seen the anime. And the anime was really good, so I only assume that the light novel is also good with more reading and more story content. I have a few novels too, just not manga. Oh. Let me just... I see there's some spam in my chat. Yeah, Twitch has been... Oh god. Hey! Why do we always start playing things when I open Twitch? Please. Playing things when I open Twitch. Please. Let's see if I can do something about this. Sorry, I'm just quickly dealing with a bot in my chat here. So how do I do this? Skip all, please. There you go. The guy that just sent something in my chat room has been banned. Don't necessarily need to deal with that at the moment, thank you. I have a few novels too, not just manga, but I figure she'd be more interested in what she hasn't gotten as much of a chance to read. Are you sure? Yep, what genres do you like? I mean, I don't have a ton, but my collection is not too small either. I could lend you some of my favorites. Is it really okay? You shouldn't go out of your way for me. There you go. I said it's fine, it's really not a big deal. I'm just happy we have something in common. I see. Thank you very much. If you have some you want to read, let me know. So what genres do you like? Any genre is fine, besides scary stories or painful ones. You know, I guess the fact that I'm stuttering a little bit works for her. Horror is no good then, eh? You don't have a favorite genre then? Sorry. There's no reason to apologize. Alright, the book you were reading yesterday, what was it? Can you let me see it? Oh, this? She points at the book she's laid aside next to her. It's a science fiction book. Sci-fi? You don't look like you'd be interested in that sort of thing. I read those too, actually. I really don't care about genre. If it's interesting, I'll read it. Anything that's interesting is good, right? This looks like a good book. Anyway, I'll try to choose some I think you'll like. Why don't I bring some of the ones I usually recommend to people? Okay, I'd really appreciate that. Yeah, no problem. By the way, how is this book? I've heard of it before, but I've never actually read it. It's okay, I guess. There's a lot less tension between us now than there was yesterday. Her voice is still shaky and afraid, but it looks like she's becoming a lot more comfortable with me. She may not be used to talking with other people, but it doesn't seem like she's opposed to a good conversation either. And then the bell interrupts us. Time to go home already, huh? But at least or not home, it's lunch. Time to go already, huh? But at least I was able to talk to her more. That's something to be happy about. Oops, we should get going. Right. The two of us stand up and start heading down the stairs. Come back here tomorrow, okay? I'll bring the manga I promised. Okay, Mamoru-senpai? Yeah. I stop on the steps and turn back towards Sachi. Her voice is so quiet that it's hard to hear over the sound of our footsteps. I'm really sorry. Really, I don't mind lending out one or two books. It's not that. Coming up here to talk to me, what is she getting at exactly? Usually when people offer to do nice things for you, you say thanks, not sorry. Not that you have to bow or anything like that. Actually, I should be thanking you for talking to me. Actually, I kinda relate to her because I'm the kind of guy that says pretty much sorry to everything, and then, you know, you get in that situation where people say like, hey, you really don't have to say sorry so much, and then you say sorry because you say sorry so much. It's an interesting spiral, I have to say the least. I did that a lot when I was younger. Sorry. There you go. Yeah, see, exactly this thing. I had that all the time. Sorry, I mean, thanks. Thank you. Yep, glad I can help. We're descending down the stairs as we talk, and before I know it, we're at the second floor where my classroom is. She got one more floor to go since she's a first year student. Alright, this is my stop. See you tomorrow. Sure, tomorrow then. We go our separate ways. Sachi goes to the first floor while I return to my classroom on this floor. Well, I did it. I only just met her, but surprisingly you actually made a promise to meet up again. It's only been a day. There you go. It's only been a day, but I feel we've gotten much closer. While I'm in my afternoon classes, I think about what kind of manga I should lend her and try to remember what's on my bookshelves. And then the next day, morning, I enter my classroom and notice that Akemi and Toma are already here. They both seem very confused as they look from me to the paper bag I'm holding. Whoa, Makun, what's that? Are you opening a store? I was talking with Sachi a bit yesterday and I told her I'd lend her some manga. I think you brought a few too many. How many manga did I take? Thomas sounds more surprised than anything. Yeah, I think you're right. The medium-sized paper bag I brought along seems to be sagging under the weight of the manga inside. Didn't you notice how heavy it was when you tried to lift it? I guess I didn't somehow. Is Sachi on Amazon or something? She's gonna have a hard time carrying that bag home otherwise, you know. I'm starting to worry about that myself. I don't think it will be impossible for her, but it probably will be hard. Don't you think it would be better to give the books to her a few at a time? I guess so. I'll let her borrow them all eventually, I suppose. Aside from that though, I've got something more urgent I need to take care of right now. I quickly run to Akemi and bow my head. Huh? What's up? Please let me see your homework. You didn't do it. This is the second time I've heard Thomas sounding surprised. That's a new record, I think. No, yesterday I was looking for my bookshelves trying to find books I could lend to Sachi. I was flipping through each book to determine whether or not it would be good for her and, well, that's all I ended up doing last night. You're saying you spent the whole day reading manga instead of doing your homework? I suppose that's it, in a nutshell, yeah. So, Akemi, help me out. Incidentally, there's a reason I'm asking Akemi. Despite the fact that she's kind of an airhead personality-wise, she's actually a really good student. I wouldn't say she's smart exactly, but it does seem like the studious type. That's not to say that Tomoyori's grades are bad or anything, but it's easier to ask Akemi than him. Well, I guess I have to. I think of it as an investment into my future rendezvous with Sachan. Wait, don't pull weird obligations on me. No, I'm just setting the table so that I can meet her sooner. Setting the table? We're not going out to eat. So you don't want to see my homework then? I will concentrate wholly on the work at hand, so please allow me to see it. Oh, very nice, okay. This is nice. Now I'm actually having quite a bit of fun with this visual novel, it's nice. Lunchtime, it's not that difficult, it's a pretty simple one, but you know, sometimes that's all you need. Before I can think about which book I'm going to lend her, I have to haul all the manga I brought up to the stairway to the roof first. Hey, what's up? Hello, Mamoru-senpai. What's that? Her gaze shifts onto my paper bag. Does it really stand out that much? The boy just takes out an entire fucking gym bag full of manga. I picked out some manga for you to read, but I guess I brought a few too many. There are a lot. Do you walk to school? Yes. I thought you might. I brought 2 or 3 different series, so go ahead and pick out what you want to read. You can take a few at a time. I don't want to overload you. Okay, so basically I brought for you One Piece, a few spin-offs and the main series of like Dragon Ball. And let's see what else is big. And I brought Bleach as well. You know, sometimes you just need a little Bleach in your life. Sorry. Now I'm the one who should be apologizing. Anyway, check these out. Okay. The bag crinkles as I dig my head into it, and I pile up a tower of manga on the steps. Sachi cautiously extends a hand towards the tower, but she looks like she's about to commit some grave sin. I guess she's never borrowed manga from anyone before. She looks scared for some reason. But she starts to sort through them. And as she's reading the summaries and flipping through the pages of the books, her expression loosens up little by little. This one looks really interesting. Oh, I saw a bunch of copies of this one lined up at the bookstore a little while ago. This one, if I remember right, they said they're going to make it into a movie. So, did you find one you like? Yes, they all look so interesting, I can't decide. this one and this one. Wait, no, this one? I wait patiently as Sachi begins to fidget restlessly and turn her head to me for guidance. There's no hurry, pick whichever you want. The bell drowns out my sentence. More time has passed than I realized. Sorry. Okay, I'll take this one and this one. Hey, are you doing anything after school or are you going right home? I'm going right home. I can help you carry them to your house after class. Wait for me at the school's gates. Huh? I hastily pack the manga back in the paper bag, and before she can say anything, I'm already heading down the stairs with the bag in my arms. Just before I turn the corner, I catch a glimpse of Sachi and say, "See you after school." Wait, senpai. Having more or less forced this onto her, I leave a shaken Sachi and return to my classroom. You know, I read it all the time and I hear it a lot, so at this point I'm used to seeing and hearing it, but saying senpai just genuinely just kind of, I don't know, it feels, it has a vibe, I suppose. It's weird. What I'm trying to say, it's an interesting one. After school. I leave the school building carrying the heavy paper bag. I have no idea how far Sachi's house is from the school, but it wouldn't be right to make her carry all this home. Come to think of it, I don't even know where her house is. I don't know what I'm going to do if it's far in the opposite direction of my house. No, I agree to this, so even if it's in the opposite direction, I'll go all the way there. Really didn't think this through, did I? Now that I think about it, it's like I'm tricking her into showing me where her home is. Isn't it kind of creepy if someone you've only known for a few days finds out where you live? What if she does think I'm creepy? As I'm thinking about this, I leave the gates and survey the area. Where's Sachi? I was suddenly worried that she silently left without me. I guess I was too pushy. I didn't even wait for her to agree to let me walk her home. If she decided to go home on her own, it wouldn't be out of place and I would have no right to complain anyway. If that's the case, wouldn't she have come to my classroom to give me back my manga first? Senpai? No sooner do I hear her voice than I realize she's standing next to me, looking up. Where the hell did she come from? She really snuck up on me. Shall we go? I look over and confirm that it's in fact her next to me, and then watch as she quickly leaves the campus, staring at the ground with an uneasy expression. It seems like she wants to avoid being seen. I continue after her, hauling the heavy paper bag along. About 10 meters on, we turn down a narrow side road and she slows down to a more normal pace before turning to look at me. She seems to have forgotten what she was about to say. Sorry for forcing you to do this. You must think I'm a jerk. No, you're not a jerk. I wouldn't go that far. I think I should go home alone. I don't want to cause you any trouble. Seemed to think about it before thrusting the manga filled back at Sachi. She hurriedly throws out her arms and tries to take it, but... As I take my hands off the bag, Sachi falls forward under his weight. The bundle of books lands with a deep thump as it hits the ground. Yep, turns out she isn't an Amazon after all. See, that's too heavy for you, isn't it? This is why I'm carrying it for you. If you do hate me though, you should say so. I pick up the bag of manga again. But isn't it going to be pain for you? Nope, if it wasn't pain, I'd tell you. Don't worry about it, Sachi. Aren't I the one being in pain here? If you think about it, isn't someone following someone I barely know to her house kind of rude? Don't bring it up, man. You're only going to make it worse. No, I don't mind if it's you following me to my house. Oh damn, this is developing quickly, isn't it? These are some classic lines. Really? Well, I'm glad then. So, which way is your house? This way. Alright, let's get going. Okay. The two of us start walking at a steady pace, side by side. Sachi takes short steps, but since I'm weighed down by the heavy books, I match her speed perfectly. What's up? Which way is your house? If it's in the opposite direction. I mean, if that's the case, I can carry the manga on my own. Interesting. Sachi started talking to me on her own. That makes me strangely happy, even if it's only a minor thing. Mamoru-senpai? No worries, this isn't the street I usually take, but my house is in this direction. What street do you turn on? I don't turn, or I mean the street changes, but basically I head in this direction the whole way. I see, that's good. My house is pretty much straight ahead, so we're possibly right in the same neighborhood. Does it take long for you to get to school? I think I'm pretty close. It doesn't take too long or anything. Is that so? Cool. Isn't that heavy? I think I can help you carry it. I'm telling you, it's fine. I did drag this all the way to school from my house this morning, you know? Oh, okay. Sorry. Come on, I'm the one who invited myself to come along with you, so there's nothing you need to apologize for. You're not doing anything wrong. Well, okay. Thank you. No problem. Anyway, tomorrow's the weekend, isn't it? Don't worry about rushing through the books just to get them back to me. You have plenty of time after all. Yeah, I guess so. Thank you. The two of us lapse into silence for a little while as we continue on. On the way, I noticed something. Even though we're generally headed in the same direction we were when we started, Sachi keeps changing streets. I think it's because she is avoiding streets with a lot of people on them. On top of that, whenever we get to the end of the street, she bows her head as she walks, looking down at the ground. Hey, is your house on the other side of the shopping mall? I wanted to stop looking down, so I tried to strike up some conversation again. No, we're not going that far. It's just a little farther from here. We should be able to see it soon. I see, my house is a little ways behind us. It's a different street, but we really are in the same neighborhood. Oh, really? That's my house, over there. She points at the house a little ways ahead of us. Oh, this is your place, huh? We've arrived at a solitary, small, nondescript house. Thank you very much. I can take them up to my room from here. Okay, sure. I gently hand her the manga, being sure not to drop it into her arms this time. Then, with a metal clack, the door to Sachi's house opens. Surprised, the two of us turn towards the south. The woman who comes out stares back at me for a moment, but she quickly focuses on Sachi, narrowing her eyes. Aunt Mayumi, are you going out? Sachi looks like she's about to cry as she lowers her head, trying to avoid looking at the woman. The person Sachi referred to as Aunt Mayumi is a slender woman with perfect posture and two normal eyes instead of one giant one. Yes, something urgent has come up at work. Sachi, who is this boy? She looks me over from top to bottom, her face grave and unsmiling as her eyes creep onto the bag I gave Sachi. She's beautiful, but her stare is so icy it sends shivers down my spine. This from school as a student. Sachi's voice is tiny and she bows her head again, flustered, and I'm not sure the woman can hear her. Should I try to point that out? She turns to Sachi, but before she can speak, I open my own mouth. I am Fuginaga Mamoru. I recently transferred schools and met Sachi a few days ago. I came with her so I could carry the bag of books and manga I'm letting her borrow. I try to say this as politely as possible, but I'm probably talking way too quickly. I see. Thank you for doing that for her, Mamoru-kun. Her speech is polite, but she says this in a very flat tone and it's hard to tell what she's thinking. Of course. Now I must get going. Sachi, since you're late, you'll have to eat alone. Okay. With that, the woman rushes out of the house. I watch her for a little bit until she turns a street corner, but she never looks back this way. A family member, eh? You called her your aunt? Yes, my mother's sister. I'm living with her right now. I see. Want to ask her about her family situation, but shallow the thought and ask what I think is more important. Oh no. It's a... Oh. Okay. I thought this was the moment where I asked a heavy question and the BGM just stopped playing. And this was the moment where all the shit came down, but no, it was just a loop. That woman, your Aunt Mayumi, does she treat you badly? Oh no, not at all. I can't really seem to get close to her though. Oh. I don't know if she's bad at telling lies or not, but it doesn't seem like a lie at least. She might be getting her injuries from being bullied at school after all, but without knowing how her family treated her, I couldn't be sure. Okay, I'm going home. You can return the manga whenever. Oh, sure. Really, thank you so much. See you next week. Yes, see you. Sachi hoists the bag of manga up with a grunt and heads inside. After making sure she made it inside alright, start walking towards my own house. You know, I'm kinda glad to hear that at least she's not... Actually, I don't hope that she has a difficult home situation. Yeah, at least as her, you know, like her own home, her own environment is safe. That's already pretty good for people. I'm worried that our relationship isn't coming along as well as I had hoped, but at least it doesn't seem like she's being abused by her family. At any rate, I think we've gotten just a little bit closer than we were before, and I smile as I think about that. Time for another transition, isn't it? Act 3. Have one's eyes on. The next day is Saturday. On the days when we don't have school, I usually go hang out with Toma and Akemi. Today though, it seems Akemi is busy, so instead I'm at Toma's house browsing through his books. Interesting, isn't... doesn't mean that this is not a Japanese school, or maybe the laws are different, because I'm pretty sure that Japanese schools have Saturday mornings still. They actually still run classes on Saturday for like half a day. But, you know, that could be a situational thing as well, I'm not sure. It's what I see in most games and manga and anime anyway. On the days when we don't have school, I already read that. Toma has a minor collection of pretty interesting manga and novels, and it's not too unusual that we'd hang out in his room every now and then. Is Akemi still doing things with the club? Ballet club, right? No, she's at a birthday party for some third year student she knows. Man, she's got a big network of friends, doesn't she? It's because she's both adventurous and kind-hearted. She does have that kind of personality, but she's also pretty and she's good at studying and sports. That's probably what makes her so popular. Yeah, probably. Isn't she bothered by that though? If she is, I've never heard her say so. As usual, he doesn't go into detail. The fact that he only replies with such a non-committal answer is aggravating. So I try to probe him furthermore. Aren't you two going out? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, here we go. Aren't you two... No, I'm not mocking you or anything. The way you two are so close, I honestly thought you were going out at first. We've just known each other for a long time. Do you want to? Who cares? Anyway, what about you? It looks like you got a crush on your own. Oh yeah, no, there's definitely... There's feeling somewhere here. One side or the other, there's something happening between Toma and Akemi. I can feel that. He is deflecting way too quickly. It's pretty unusual for Toma to change the topic so bluntly like that. Pointing that out might be bad though, so I let it slide. How can you think I have a crush on Akemi? Not her, don't you have a thing for the one-eyed girl in the first year classes that you're trying so hard to become friends with? Sachi? Indeed, getting close to a girl with no friends is bullied at school, if you're not doing it out of Akemi levels of random kindness. Poking your nose into that girl's business is only going to cause trouble. What are you trying to achieve? Do you have a crush on her or something? That's... no. Come to think of it, I never considered why I want to get closer to Sachi so badly. I mean, to be honest, in his defense, it did seem like a completely random act of kindness. Because he was so suddenly gung-ho about it. Mamoru. What a lad. Maybe I just got involved because I pitied her, like Thomas said, rather than out of the kindness of my heart. I guess you don't even know yourself. Feeling uneasy with the silence I've created between us, I blurred out the first thing that comes to my mind. You're probably right. I suppose there was no need to answer like that though. So anyway, what's going on with her? Oh, I ended up walking back to her house with her so I could give her some manga all at once. To her house, that's pretty daring. After that I tell him about the time I spent with Sachi so far. Even though I was a little hesitant when I started, as I go on telling Sachi's story I reflect on it all. I realize I've actually been having a good time. It's not like we did anything especially fun, but I've enjoyed talking to her. Still, am I really doing this because I have some kind of crush on her? But I feel that's not an easy question to answer, so I try to shake it from my mind. It's not like I need an answer right now anyway. You know, that's nice. Monday, the beginning of the school week. Normally I have to drag myself out of the house, my brain heavy with gloom and drowsiness. But today I'm feeling a little different as I walk down the street. Usually I make a beeline towards school, but instead I'm straying from my normal path to take another nearby street there. Not like I have a big loss of time, but since the farthest away fastest way to school is to go straight ahead from my house, I don't usually use this route. Yeah, that was a really... that wasn't that difficult of a sentence, but my brain did not process it all well, did it? Of course, it's not like I'm just choosing to go this way for no reason. I can go faster if I take streets without many people in them. And of course, even if it's unlikely, I thought that if I go this way, I might... As I walk on, I see a figure ahead of me. The torn uniform, the messy hair, the slim build, and of course, the bandages on her head. There's no mistaking who it is in front of me, Sachi. I speed up to catch her and nudge her shoulder. Hey, morning. Sachi turns towards me with a startled look on her face, no doubt for my sudden appearance. I guess I should have expected that kind of reaction. Mamoru-senpai, what? That sounded way more English inclined than I meant it to be. Mamoru-senpai, why are you here? Sorry for sneaking up on you, my house is right near here. I mentioned that, didn't I? The route I normally takes just one street over. Oh, really? Yep, and took the street hoping I'd see you. Didn't think I actually would though. Do you mind if I walk to school with you? No. It doesn't really show in her expression, but I think I hear a little excitement in her voice. Might just be in my imagination though. How was your weekend? Did you read some of the manga I lent you? Oh, yes, I've already finished parts of the 2 series you lent me. Both of them were really good. Her tone is uncharacteristically lively. She's wearing a cheerful expression I've never seen until now, but her good mood kind of rubs off on me too. I'm glad then. Guys, don't worry, I am able to do the English normally, but reading out loud is just not something I'm used to that much. I read way too fast and my brain processes faster than my mouth is able to, you know, reproduce what I'm reading. So that just kinda happens sometimes. I thought I should return the books I'm already finished with, so I brought them with me today. I said you could take your time, didn't I? Are you sure? Of course, what should I give you next? Oh, actually, which one of those did you like best? Both were good, but I liked this one the best, the one with the boy who can see ghosts. As we continue walking and talking about the manga's contents, the school comes into view. Sachi had been fairly talkative on the way here, holding an actual conversation with me. Carrying all the manga for her was definitely worth it if it makes her that happy. We're already here, huh? Usually I walk to school alone, but this is way more fun. Yeah. While we were walking, she was still keeping her eye out for people, but I noticed she was mostly focusing on me. As we enter the school where there are more prying eyes, however, she starts keeping her head down and walking on the side of the path so to try to stay out of sight. Oh man, I'm really grating my voice with this. Isn't there at least some way I can help her feel more comfortable? If I have time, I think I have to take the same street again today. If we're lucky, maybe we can go home together again, as long as you don't mind, that is. I don't mind or anything. I like being able to talk with you, senpai. Really? I'm really glad to hear. Oh, I need to change my shoes, 1 sec. Right, me too. Huh? Looking ahead, Sachi suddenly slows her pace and hides behind me as much as she can, like she's trying to disappear. I shift my gaze in the direction she was looking. See a lone girl passing in front of the first year shoe rack. I feel like this is the Rui they were talking about. Yeah, no, that's definitely. At least, is that her? I don't know, are the delinquent types usually popular? Because Rui was a popular girl, right? We'll figure it out. Her hair is dark blonde and she's wearing a short skirt. Even though we're away from her, I can see the sour look on her face. Wait, is that Sadokawa girl? I ask this quietly as I look over my shoulder while still trying to keep Sachi hidden. You know her? Then again, I would sooner expect from a delinquent to do physical bullying than a popular girl. They generally mostly go for more mental stuff, less actually beating up. And no, I've only heard rumors about her. Then again, that's mostly what I've seen in manga. I'm not really experienced with getting bullied or bullying myself. I guess I should be glad with that one, to be honest. As I'm working out how to talk about this with Sachi, the bell rings. A girl who I'm pretty sure is Sadokawa hears it and heads to her class. It's a good thing we weren't in a hurry. I just barely miss her as it is. It looks like she's already gone. Sachi, you need to get going too, don't you? Sachi probably doesn't want to continue this line of conversation. Make sure Sadokawa is definitely gone, and with a sigh of relief, nod to Sachi. Oh, yeah, right. Let me join you for lunch again. See you later. Okay, see you. So that was the infamous Sadokawa Rui, huh? Since I've never actually talked to her, I can't say for sure, but I can tell just from looking at her that she has an aggressive personality. Making friends with Sachi is good and all, but I should probably find out what I can do about Sadokawa as well. Morning classes are over and it's lunchtime now. See, the way you go about this, you play like JoJo. You see the enemy, you try to convince him to be your friend, and then you can convince that friend to be friends with the other person. And then you just do the entire shonen circle of friendship. That's how it works, right? Probably, maybe, not just me, no, okay. Morning classes are over and it's lunchtime now. However, it's only Tono and me in an empty classroom today. I had planned on asking Tomo about Sadokawa. Based on how scared Sachi was just from seeing her, there's no doubt in my mind that Sadokawa is the one bullying her. Wait, where's Akemi? She had some business in the faculty room. She should be here soon. I see, perfect. Before she gets here, there's something I wanted to ask you. What's up? Well, first, if you only have until Akemi comes back, I probably won't be able to go into detail about much. I wanted to know about the girl you mentioned before, the first year student, Sadokawa. As soon as she started talking about her, Akemi got really quiet, so I figured it would be better to ask when she was not around. You said you've met her in the past? That's what you want, huh? Well, it's not like it's a secret, I suppose. We met her 2 years ago. When Akemi and I were in the last year of middle school, Sadokawa transferred into our school. Since we were in different grades, we didn't meet her right away. But even back, she seemed like a violent person, and rumors made her way to us. So then Akemi, with her motto at the time of being love and peace, went and tried to rehabilitate her. Somehow I'm not surprised. Well, I didn't say that she succeeded. Sadokawa made fun of her mercilessly, but even still, Akemi refused to give up. That girl's so damn stubborn. It finally ended with the two got in a nasty fight. No one tried to stop them? Well, I rushed to intervene, but it's not like Akemi just stood there and took Sadokawa's blows. It looked like Akemi lost her cool and she fought Sadokawa with everything she had. That was not something I was expecting from her. What happened to her? It was not just a simple squabble. Akemi's always had good reflexes and Sadokawa seemed to have a lot of experience in fights. They kicked and punched, and naturally when they started using their knees and elbows I had to stop them. Never would have guessed Akemi would be able to fight. Even I didn't know she could, and I've known her for a long time. I saw a side of her I never knew existed that day. Did Sadokawa say something to make Akemi so angry? Really, I think that's when Sadokawa punched her for the first time. She flipped the switch inside Akemi. I guess when Akemi snapped, she really snapped. I mean, yeah, I recognize that a lot. The moment that somebody who usually isn't angry actually becomes angry, that's when you know that you fucked up. So after the fight, Akemi became really depressed and was a totally different person for a while. Because she didn't win. If I had to guess, I'd say it wasn't because she lost, rather I think the fact that she couldn't chase Sadakawa came as a huge shock to her. What do you mean? Akemi is really good at becoming friends with people. You've noticed that, haven't you? Yeah. No matter how gloomy or rebellious a person is or how different their interests are to Akemi's, she can always find something to be friendly about. But Sadakawa was not having any of that. After that day, whenever she got depressed, it was because she had come in contact with Sadakawa again. That's also surprising. Akemi always seems like the type to look forward no matter what. Well, the old Akemi was a real wimp at least. If she could try to make up with Sadakawa at some point, I think that might cheer her up, but those two are like oil and water. You can't force her to do that, no one can. I suppose it's bad not to talk about Sadakawa in front of her then. I'm actually wondering, I suppose, because this is not really a dating sim and more just a single story or a single love interest. I suppose this is sooner going to be a kinetic novel than like a branching story. I haven't seen any choices yet so far, at least. But you know, that's absolutely fine. I like stories, even if they don't involve choices. Unless she brings it up herself, then yeah, I think that's wise. At least until she has a change of heart. I think Akemi will find her own way to deal with it. You think so? Yeah, it seems like you might want to ask around about Sadakawa and Sachi's relationship. If you want, I could try asking around, see what people say. Recent information about Sadakawa might be more use to you than information about her past. Really? Yeah, that would be useful information to have. I appreciate your help, man. Get both of us helping Sachi out in our own ways, even if Tomo's not directly involved. I know I can rely on him for this, especially since he has a lot more connections than I do. Akemi and I will gather any info we hear. Sadakawa doesn't seem to be as violent as she was before, but it doesn't seem like Sachi-chan is asking for help either. Plus, I think Sadakawa is the only one bullying Sachi-chan. One victim and one tormentor. That wouldn't stand out too much. Most of the students outside of their class probably don't know anything about it. Whatever the other students and teachers think, I doubt they know the whole story. Even if they suspect what's going on, they'll most likely turn a blind eye to it, since nobody wants to get involved with that. So, in other words, as it stands, no one's going to lift a finger to help Sachi. Precisely. Well, if there's no one else involved, resolving this shouldn't be too hard. However, the other students think of Sachi, I'm pretty sure they'll turn as blind an eye to you helping her as they have to Sadakawa abusing her. If Sadakawa is the only one bullying her, I think I should be able to get her to stop. That's assuming she doesn't have any friends in on with her, of course. You probably could, but I doubt it will go smoothly either way. Sachi has me and I have you guys. We'll definitely work something out. I hope so. Sorry I'm late, guys. Akemi calls out as she barges into the room, her loud voice disturbing the calm of the classroom. I'm starving. Wait, you two haven't eaten yet? Could it be that you were waiting for me? Oh right, I forgot about my lunch. So you weren't waiting for me then? What should I do? If I take my time eating now, I won't time to go see Sachi. Why don't you eat over there? You've become good enough friends with her, haven't you? But Akemi just got here. I was late today, so don't worry about it. Just hurry up and introduce me to Sachan already. Fine, I get it, but thanks for everything, guys. Everything? Akemi, who hasn't been part of the conversation until now, tilts her head in confusion. Yeah, everything. Anyway, I'm going. Hey. Oh, Mamoru-senpai. Mamoru-senpai, hello. Since I didn't eat part of my lunch, I'm able to meet Sachi a little earlier than last time. As I arrive, I see something unexpected. At first, she's surprised to see me, but her surprise soon becomes joy as a smile begins to bloom on her face. Aww, that's cute. That's super cute. Until now, she's always had a downcast look about her. Does the smile mean she likes hanging out with me? I didn't manage to eat lunch before I came. Do you mind if I eat here? I don't mind. It's fine. Once again, I sit down in the same place on the steps. Sachi, where's your lunch? I already put away my lunchbox. For some reason she looks away from me as she replies. Lunch break only started a little while ago, so it wouldn't be strange if she was still eating when I got here, but I don't see her lunchbox anywhere. She is, however, holding one of the manga I let her borrow, and seems to have been rereading it. I started to feel a little uneasy. Even if she finished eating, she should still have her lunchbox around at least. Where's your lunchbox? Oh, that's, actually, I forgot my lunchbox today. Now I'm starting to understand. I'm also starting to understand that she's a terrible liar. Was it that Sadakawa girl? Huh? Why? Bingo. What happened? Well... I wait for an answer, but none comes. It seems she doesn't want to talk about it. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to, but you haven't had anything for lunch, right? As I study Sachi's troubled face, I realize she thinks I'm blaming her. That'll make this harder to deal with. I can tell from Sachi's reaction to Sadakawa's name that whatever happened is definitely the girl's fault. Of course, even if she tells me what happened, it's not like I can do anything about it right now. I should worry about what's going on in front of me. No, but I'm fine really. I wasn't that hungry anyway, and I usually don't eat that much in the first place. That's not really the issue though. Can't you buy something at the cafeteria? I can lend you some money if you need to. You don't. It's fine. I'm okay really. For once, Sachi actually has some force in her voice. Every time I keep not not catching up on any of these clues until I already said the sentence. I said it completely meekly, and then they say, oh, it's actually quite forceful. Since she's refusing to let me buy her lunch, she probably won't let me give her part of my own lunch either, but... Alright, oh wait, I've got my lunch. Do you want some of that? No, you really don't have to. I said it's fine. I don't eat too much either, and besides, sitting here next to you and eating while you watch would be really rude, even if you don't want any food yourself. I moved next to Sachi and opened my lunchbox. For a moment I worried that she'll try to avoid me like she did the first time I sat next to her, but she doesn't do anything like that. She just looks a little uneasy. Are you sure? She still seems reluctant, but she turns to face me. Her stomach lets out a pitiful growl. I know she's just trying to be polite, but she really can't hide how hungry she is anymore. Just ignore that. She hangs her head, ashamed of the rumbling stomach, but she's still not ready to give in. Oh, it's time for CGs, boys. Let's go. I know she's not going to relent on her own, but so I pick up a small piece of fried egg out of my lunchbox with my chopsticks and hold it up to her mouth. Come on, you're hungry, right? Wait, say, oh god, this is... Sachi looks back and forth between my face and the chopsticks as several seconds pass, but sure enough she soon surrenders and opens her mouth. There. I stuffed a piece of egg into her mouth and she starts chewing, her eyes shut tight. Do you like it? Yeah. Great, next, open. Oh god. Going so quickly, and you're grabbing the broccoli as well. Present the next bite of get it between my chopsticks to her. That's enough. I don't want you to have less food because of me. It's really no big deal. Well, nom nom nom. Mogu mogu, noise, munching sounds. As I watch Sachi meekly peck at the ends of my chopsticks, I start to feel like a mother bird feeding its chick or something. Can't help but think it's a little cute. That's enough really. Open wide. Mogu mogu, mogu mogu. I almost feel like someone else is controlling my hand, not that I'm about to stop them. You could at least let me eat by... I'm sure this is embarrassing for her. As I keep making her eat, I notice that her cheeks get redder and redder. She's so damn cute. My man is starting to get it. He's starting to piece it together. Mono-eye girls are... Mwah. Chef's kiss. It's quality shit, people. I'm telling you. I've already eaten half of your lunch. The rest is yours. She finally says, staring down at her hands. Sure enough, only half of my lunch have left. I suppose so. You sure you don't want any more? Just eat your lunch. Sachi turns her flushed face away from me. Maybe I overdid it. I'm sorry, I kinda got carried away there. No, it's alright. I'm happy that you fed me some of your lunch. Wait, I mean not literally fed me. I mean, I was happy you shared your lunch with me. It's okay, I understand. I wasn't trying to be mean or anything. I know. Anyway, thank you very much. Of course, no problem. Suppose I'll clean up the rest. As I'm about to start what's left in my lunchbox, Sachi stares at the chopsticks. Oh, I should have realized it sooner, but the chopsticks I'm about to eat with are the same ones I've been using just a moment ago to put food directly into Sachi's mouth. It is time for that indirect kiss. Hell yeah, let's go. Sorry, I forgot that. That would have been kind of gross, huh? No, I don't really mind, but if you think it's gross, it might be best to wash them. Don't worry about me though. I don't really care either, actually. If you're okay with me using them, I'm going to go ahead and eat. Sure. This has gotten a little awkward. I eat my food and try not to think about it too much. Even though I'm trying to focus on eating, I keep catching myself stealing glances at Sachi out of the corner of my eye. Sachi opens one of the manga as I try to read it, but I notice that for some reason her eye stays fixed on me as I eat my lunch. Whenever I look over at her eyes, our eyes meet. Whenever I look over at her, our eyes meet. Her cheeks still a little red. Is she still embarrassed about me feeding her, or is there another reason? Either way, it's getting really hard to focus on eating. Okay, I'm done. And as if on cue, the bell rings, making the end of lunchtime. Already, huh? I guess we did take a while to eat. I guess so. Oh, let me give back the manga I borrowed. I brought all the ones I finished. Cool. I'll pick out the next ones in the series when I see you again. Thank you. I gather up my empty lunchbox and manga and start heading down the stairs to my classroom as Sachi follows me. Hey, why don't we walk home together again after school, if it's not too much trouble for you? I mean, it's nice to have a friend who lives nearby. Sure, I'd be happy to. Her face lights up with genuine excitement, even though we've only known each other for about a week. I don't know how we ended up doing things like this, like going around to and from school and eating lunch together. But if it makes Sachi happy, why should I care it happened? Most of all, if being together makes her happy, then I'm happy too. School's almost over. As I return to my classroom after lunch, I realize something. I'm happy that we promised to go home together, but we never chose a place to meet before we parted ways. If I wait by the gates like last time, she'll probably come by, but Sadakawa might also be around. Maybe I should take a peek into her classroom instead. And as I'm trying to decide, the bell rings, finally signaling the end of the day's classes. I take my bag and hurry towards Sachi's classroom. I rush down the stairs, but as I reach the first floor, I can see that the first years are already filling out into the hall, and I quicken my pace towards Sachi's classroom. In the moment I step in front of one of the classroom doors, someone flies out into me. The impact knocks us both off balance, and just as she's about to go down, I reflexively reach out and catch her. Everything okay? Excuse me, huh? Senpai? The student who just flew into my arms and who I'm now holding onto tightly is none other than Sachi. We stare at each other in astonishment. Then I see another student behind Sachi who is also looking in astonishment, Sadakawa Ri. Did she push Sachi out the door? Oh boy, is it already showdown time? Now I know she's the reason Sachi had no lunch today. Sadakawa's surprised expression soon turns angry. She glares at me menacingly as she starts to speak. Who the hell are you? Some upperclassman? Yeah, second year. But she doesn't let this get in the way of her anger. Oh really, then what are you doing on the first year floor? I came to see Sachi. For a moment Sadakawa looks surprised as she sizes the two of us up. Sachi regains her balance as she separates herself from me. Then she takes a step back, retreating from Sadakawa's presence. She's not trying to run away though. Is it because I'm here? Her eye darts back and forth nervously. Eh? Are you starting a freak show, senpai? Oh, I can try to channel a little bit of Nagatoro for this one actually. Oh, that's going to be interesting. If you think it's okay to force your friends into freak shows, you're really messed up. That's really pitiful. This girl more prickly than I imagined. Naturally, my insult just annoys her more. Not sure if that actually got to her or not, but she pins a hostile glare on me. Oh yes. Well, excuse me. She really doesn't have any talent to display, and dressing her as a clown would only disgust people. Of course, you are right. The insincere polite words from Sadakawa spits at me are dripping with venom and malice. If this is what made Akemi snap, I don't blame her. I think she's more suited for the role of a heroine than a clown. Her? At best, the one I think that looks like it stepped out of a fairy tale and become some wretched beggar on the street. Yeah, maybe she did step out of a fairy tale, and if I had to guess, it was Cinderella. She definitely plagued by something like an evil stepsister. You know that story, don't you? Oh, that's a good joke, but if you're casting parts, I think I'd rather be the fairy godmother who turns a pumpkin into a carriage. Making Cinderella get run over by a carriage would be a pretty neat twist, wouldn't you think? Oh god, they are throwing some sass around, both of them actually. Damn. Our verbal duel continues for a while. She's wearing a vicious grin on her face, but the fire in her eye grows hotter and hotter, and I can feel the heat in her stare. I refuse to look away, however, and it feels like the friction of our clashing gazes might set the whole hallway ablaze. Senpai. Sachi tears on my sleeve, pulling me back into reality. Several students seem to have gathered around us to watch our fight. Here I am, a lone second-year student in front of a first-year classroom, completely out of place. I should not be drawing this much attention to myself. Sorry, let's go, Sachi. I take Sachi's hand and turn back towards Sadaka. I'm still pissed and I want to turn around and go after her, but Sadakawa stays quiet. Sorry about all that just now, I really made a fool of myself. We leave the school at a hurried pace, but once we're outside of the gates and start heading home, we slow down a bit. No, it's okay. You caught me right when I fell and you protected me from Sadakawa-san. Thank you for that. Hey, it's probably none of my business, but if you're having trouble and you need help, you can ask me anytime. Thank you. Sachi replies after a short pause, looking somewhat puzzled. We might have become friends, but I guess we're not close enough for her to be comfortable trusting me with that sort of thing yet. You know, anything you need, I just want to help. Okay. By the way, if you like the books I gave you, I have some more from that author. Oh, really? I changed the subject to a lighter topic. Going home together should be more fun than this. At the very least, I wanted to see her smile I want to see her smile more while we're together. I think those are the ones I should lend you next. Do you want to read them? Sure, that sounds great. I'll look forward to it. It's animated as well. Morgan, oh, that's cute. Act 4 already. Alright. You know, personally, I really do want to continue right now. Because it's really fun. It's actually a really nice novel. I like this a lot, but I feel that my my voice is kinda starting to complain. So I might keep it here with the reading today. Instead of closing the stream, however, I am going to do a little more talking right now, I think. There's a bunch of things I just need to hype about. Because there's a lot of good things that I've seen coming up this week. And I am way too excited about everything. As I usually am, so let me just quickly shut this operation down here. Let's see if this is fine. I quickly have to change my talking layout. Don't worry about this, I'm on a different side. I'm on a different place in this layout, so just have to move here real quick. There you go. Should be good. Should be good. I'll quickly transition and then shut down the game. Let's see, it's saved. Are you sure you want to override the save? Yes. Very well. There you go. Let me just shut down the game. I'm using desktop audio, so the game is still playing its music if I don't do that. Let's see. I have a little BGM here, so I'll just put that on. A pretty chill one, if I do say so myself. I like it. It's pretty good. All right. So this is a bit of a new environment for me, isn't it? I haven't done a talking stream before. I mean, the first time I really talked outside of a game was the debut stream. But yeah, so there's a few things I wanted to gush about a little. So first of all, Saturday is going to be absolutely insane for me. For the people on, you know, on the the right from Europe. So everybody more towards the Asian side, that's on Sunday, but that's fine. There you go. Don't scroll too much like that. There you go. Very good. But yeah, anyway, Saturday is going to be intense for me because we have HoloLive EN Generation 2 debuting, of course. And man, I'm really looking forward to that. I've been trying to keep some eyes on their Twitter so far, and they seem really fun. Really glad that Kroni and Musume, yeah, Musume, I believe, are out of Twitter jail now. That's always nice. I've actually had that myself as well, Twitter jail, but it was not because of a huge amount of unexpected traffic. It was more verification issues, but that's fine. Let me just quickly check. I feel like the BGM might be... There you go. Turn it back a little more. Something like that. Yeah, I think that's good. But yeah, I'm very excited to see how this generation is going to end up. I've been waiting for like a full generation again. Like the ID 2 girls, Ollie, Irene and Anya were fun to watch, and Iris was fun to watch as well, but I haven't had this relay kind of debut setup which was this sizable since Holo EN Generation 1 actually, which was last year September, I believe. Don't quote me on that. Time has been a little weird for everybody since lockdown began. So, you know, same for me here. But yeah, I did really like watching all the Holo EN, Holo Myth streams, debuts, and I'm equally as excited to see the Holo Council streams as well. I am very curious who I'm going to be watching most eventually. Currently, in terms of personality, I think I quite like Musume. She seemed really adorable, and her somewhat like simpler but still powerful design really speaks to me. I really quite like that. Let's see, Musume was the one that represented Civilization, I believe. I think she was Civilization. Because let's see, Sana is Space, Hakos is Chaos, Kroni is Time, oh yeah, Fauna is Nature, and then Musume is indeed Civilization. I wonder if they're actually going to play Civilization. Probably not though. I doubt it. Would be funny though. Play Civilization with Civilization. But yeah, that's gonna be really good, I think. And I'm really hyped to see everything. So like, basically, what I'm planning to do as well is also that they are, what is it? They are actually linking up the Holo EN and the Holo JP servers, which I'm excited about as well, because I mean, I've seen the Summer Festival streams and the EN JP interactions there were absolutely wholesome. back when Coco was still there. That was probably one of her last big things before her graduation, wasn't it? Oh, that was fun to watch though. That was a really fun stream. The summer festival stream. And there were so many good interactions between HoloJippy and HoloEN. So I'm hoping that with linking up the servers we're gonna see more of that. Because even when it's not like a actual collab, just seeing them interact over Minecraft chat is already so much fun. And it spawns a lot of good multiple POV clips as well, so that's always good to see. But yeah, I'm super excited about that. What I think I'm gonna be doing, basically I have the situation of I have 2 little kittens right now who are 2 months old, and my room is a bit of a mess concerning cables because I have you know, I have a 3 monitor setup here with a lot of audio equipment going around as well. Not even for streaming, I already just had that. There's like a bass amplifier on my desk and everything. And behind my monitors is just one big mess of loose cabling, because I do not know how to cable manage everything. But yeah, that usually means that the kittens don't really get to go in my room that often, because I don't want them playing with the cables and potentially hurting themselves. I mean, cables are fine to replace, that's really no problem on me. I'm just very scared of them shocking them or something when they eat through isolation. So I don't want that happening. But yeah, basically they usually stay in the living room. And we really are raising them as inside cats, because I don't really live in that much of a neighborhood where I'm like, yeah, no, this is safe to let cats walk around outside. So they usually just stay inside, mostly in the living room. There's a lot of stuff in the kitchens as well. We have an open cupboard with things like tea bags on there and mugs that they can throw over it. So we try to keep them a little contained while still having enough time to move, enough space to move around. Like I only let them into the hallway and into the kitchen, into my into the other room if I actually can take a look at them, have an eye on them. But when I'm not around, like when I'm in my room, when I'm working and stuff, because I have a full-time job which I'm doing from home right now. I usually try to keep them in the living room with their drinks, their food and their litter box. Which also means that I have to clean my litter box a lot of times because it's in the living room. Because I'm not going to let the cats take a shit where I cook my food. Thank you very much. But yeah, what I was saying actually, so Saturday I'm probably going to just throw my mattress into the living room and lie in the living room for the entire day. Just to watch all the streams together with the kitties. I think that would be a lot of fun. I mean, they're probably going to mess around, be a little mischievous, because you know, it's still kittens. But I think that would be a fun time. Just throw my mattress there, probably sleep when everything is over. Then again, once everything is over, it's like 4 AM for me, because you know, Europe. Although I do say so, it is pretty nice timing for Europe, bros, finally. Because it starts at like 7 PM after dinner. And then everything, including the collab they do after all their debuts, stops at 4 AM. I believe. I believe it was from like 2 to 4, 3 to 4 or something. But yeah, I'm looking forward a lot to that, and I'm going to chill in my living room the entire day. So that should be really good. Not just lying on my couch, actually lying on my mattress. Because you know, that's fun. The kitties can get some attention as well, because I'm around all day. So I think that should be really good. And I can't wait until I get to watch. But yeah, that's the Holo live talk for now, I believe. Yeah, that's mostly the Holo talk I had. I'm just very excited for all the streams Saturday. Oh yeah, and Sunday I believe they're doing a Holo Live EN Holo Live ID Mario Kart tournament as well. Which I'm excited about too. Iris was joining as well, so that's fun. I'm really glad that Iris kind of gets to interact with her gen mates and with her senpais now. Because, you know, she's in that lone generation where it feels kind of weird, like she doesn't really have gen mates, so I'm really glad that Holomyth is just basically adopting her as the sixth member. Sixth gen member there. I mean, they're cute kohai, right? Can't say no to that. But yeah, that is great. This weekend is very good for content. And I'm going to be enjoying the hell out of it, which probably means I'm not streaming either because I need to simp. It's important. Yeah, and the other thing I wanted to talk about, which might be a little, I don't know, I don't want to call it controversial necessarily, but like a lot of people are opinionated about this. Sorry, I was just adjusting some volume here and quickly checking Twitter. But yeah, I watched the Pokemon presentation they did yesterday, and I'm not gonna lie, I am actually quite hyped for it now. Like, a lot of the things I was hoping they'd bring back in the Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl remakes. They were so close, they could have called it Shining Diamond, but that probably has a whole lot of fucking copyright issues with it, trademark issues. But yeah, actually I was kinda, I'm very satisfied with all the features I saw them bringing back. I know that a lot of people would have preferred to have the Battle Frontier from Platinum in there as well. And they didn't specifically mention that it was in there. And you know, since it's coming out in November and they haven't shown anything about it, I'm not sure if we can expect it or not. But yeah, I'm not really holding my breath for that one. Then again, I'm not that conflicted about it either, because a lot of reason that people do want the Battle Frontier is because they're really nostalgic about it. But I never really got Platinum as a kid. I played through Pearl, and my brother played through Diamond. And later my little brother went on to grab Hard Gold, I believe, you know, when it was still affordable. I got that cartridge by now, by the way. I bought over all his Pokemon games. That was a good move, because they're really expensive now. Don't regret doing that at all. But yeah, no, I never really saw what Platinum had to offer on top of Diamond and Pearl. I can now, by the way. I bought the cartridge for Platinum like a few months ago. Been slowly, not really priority playing through it. Which is fun, by the way. It is. I do see that it was an improvement. Well, an improvement. It's something new, right? Because for starters, the whole fact that it's just winter always there, that everything is snowy, that's really cool. We didn't have that in Diamond and Pearl. I actually didn't know before, like at a later moment, that Sinnoh was supposed to be a really cold region. I'm not really sure what it was based on. Was it Hokkaido? I believe it was some northern prefecture that Sinnoh was based on, because you know of how cold it is. But I never realized that, because you know the only place that was actually like snowy in Sinnoh in Diamond and Pearl was Snow Point City all the way up top. And other than that, it always just seemed like very... It probably was summer during Diamond and Pearl as well. Because I believe that Snow Point is... is it on a mountain? Is it on Mount Coronet? Coronet? I don't know. I'm not sure, actually. I'm not that good at with the geography of Sinnoh. But yeah, I never knew that. But yeah, that basically means that I didn't really have that much attachment to Platinum features. And a lot of people did, and that's probably how they were introduced to Sinnoh. So to see that stripped away now is, of course, understandable that they would react like that. But I don't know. Personally, I think it's like... It could be a really good move to include Platinum stuff. And I do believe that they're bringing the decks into it, because the trailer did have Houndoom in it. So they are using the Platinum decks because I believe the official Diamond Pearl decks had like 3 fire Pokemon and all, and was not Houndoom. But yeah, I don't really mind not having all the Platinum stuff in there that much. Although I would have, I do understand why people still wanted it. And I do understand that, I do think that it would have added a lot to the experience. Also for people who just didn't really play Platinum and only played Diamond and Pearl, to actually see the Battle Frontier and everything. I think that would have been good, but you know, it's hard to say you can't have it all because Pokemon has been dropping a lot of balls lately with the last releases, which is a real shame to see because it's very hard to justify being excited about it, I find. Because every time you say like, oh yeah, no, this is actually pretty cool, I think I might like that. People, you know, do the internet thing, they usually get into, but oh, why would you support that? Because they're clearly not putting in the effort, so why would you drop like the full $60 on it? Because, you know, they did increase the price since the since the DS times from 40 to 60, I believe, for Pokemon games on release. At least I believe that the DS and 3DS games were still around 40 or 50. I don't know, it's been a long while since I bought like a Pokemon game. That was on the DS at least. I mean, the last time I bought a Pokemon game was Shield. Which, you know, I'll get into that in a bit, but yeah, I am excited for Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I think that it's gonna be a nice return. And also I know that people are complaining a lot about the overworld graphics, and I get it. Some of it looks a bit like weird, but then again, I don't really mind. It's just like really heavily stylized, and you kinda, I suppose that they kept themselves to the grid in the overworld, because you know it's the level design is very much based on the grids. So it could be that the company that did that, that did the remakes, which is not Game Freak anymore, that they just took that over directly. I'm not sure if it's grid-based movement, actually. I didn't look for that in the trailer that much. It was mostly just hyped and trying to hide the fact that I was watching a trailer in the office. Because of course, big information drops on the only day I'm supposed to be in the office. For the first time in like a year. But yeah, that aside, I am curious. I think it's gonna be a nice return to the Sinnoh region without having to go through the original games themselves. Because, you know, I really still like the games, but doing stuff on my Switch is nice as well. It's like the same, but a little bit different, you know. The upgrade looks nice in comparison to having to look at the DS's way too small resolution screen. Because like when I'm playing my Pokemon games that came out for the DS, I am actually playing it on my DSi. So like that screen is like maybe about 200 pixels by 1 something, I don't know. The screen resolution is actually surprisingly small. But yeah, that's I'm still excited to see it. I'm also really hyped to hear the soundtrack being redone, because man, I love the 4th gen soundtrack so much. It's so good. I don't know, I haven't looked too much into soundtracks from other generations, and there's a lot of nostalgia in it too, but there's just a lot about the soundtrack that I really like composition wise. And like the melodies and harmonies in it are so good. It's such a fun soundtrack to listen to, so hearing that actually having been remade officially, I'm kinda excited about it. Although I do hope, like listening to the soundtrack from Sword and Shield. I get what they were going for, and a lot of tracks I think were really well written still. But I kind of missed a lot of low end. It was really... I don't know how to describe it exactly, but it was like... It was really mid and high heavy, and there was a very little low end, so that those kind of mixes for me are always a little jarring, I suppose, to listen to. I mean, overall, I didn't really have an issue with it while I was listening to it, but you know, if I had to bring in any improvements, I would say that I would have worked a little bit more on bringing in the low end, maybe pulling the mid-high frequencies a bit back. But yeah, I'm very curious to hear the complete soundtrack for the remakes. I think that's gonna be good, and I can't wait to actually play through that as well. See if I'm gonna be disappointed or not, see how this new company held up. I mean, a lot of people are probably saying like you can't screw up as badly as Game Freak did, but you know, we'll see. We'll see in due time. And also, yeah, so Legends Arceus. Yeah, Arceus, I believe they changed it from Arceus to Arceus because it has R's in it. You know? But yeah, Legends Arceus also actually looked interesting. I mean, I've already seen people complain about it, of course. Like, what's there right now? It looks interesting. And I really like what Game Freak is doing with new gameplay features. But I did see a lot of people talking about that the overworld looks quite barren. And the fact that the game looks like it's around the Wii era instead of the Switch era. Because, you know, most people are going to be comparing it to Breath of the Wild now, since of how close they pulled it to Breath of the Wild with the whole action RPG, open world exploration things. Although if like I need to watch the trailer back because I probably didn't save or didn't memorize everything well enough, but I believe that they were kind of insinuating that it might have been a little more hub based instead of true open world. It's like you have your hub world and then you go into a big overworld map of a specific area, and that to me rings a lot like Monster Hunter, like with the hub world that you go in and then all the different locales that all the monsters live in and roam in, where you fight them. So I am interested to see that, to be honest. I mean, I don't really mind if it isn't true open world. Would have been nice to just get lost in like Breath of the Wild. But I also feel like such a big explorative open world like Breath of the Wild also always is a bit of a double-edged sword, because yes, you can go everywhere and just spend hours exploring and seeing things you would normally never see if you were only chasing quests. But it also takes away a lot of the... you know, if you're trying to progress in the story, it gets a bit hard. At least it gets a little harder if you keep being stood up by all kinds of things. And of course, that's a lot of taste preferences. And I'm both sides of the coin at different times. Sometimes I want to have a huge open world and just explore without seeing a main quest for, I don't know, hours. And other times I just want to, you know, continue my missions and not have to deal with too much. But yeah, I wonder how it's going to turn out. I am excited that Game Freak is breaking away from the regular formula after what happened to Generation 8. Yeah, that's mostly the things I wanted to hype about today. So like How the Life is interesting. Really looking forward to this weekend with everything that's coming up. And the Pokemon stuff was exciting too. And I'm very excited to see how the changes in things are going to go. I mean, of course there's still going to be a lot of backlash on Pokemon, because it is fair enough that they're charging $60 for a game that's on the one hand, I want to pity the game development studios. On the other hand, it is true that Pokemon is like a multi-billion-dollar franchise and that they shouldn't have to settle, but at least they tried their best. So I do understand that viewpoint from people, but personally I want to see where it's going. And since I have a disposable income, I don't mind picking up both the games and seeing how it turns out, even if it's a $120 transaction there. Maybe more if they release a special edition, because if they're releasing steelbooks again, I'm definitely getting it. Because Generation 4 is pretty much my... well, I would do it for the remakes. I don't know if I would do it for Legends Arceus. But yeah, Generation 4 is pretty much my childhood generation, so Sinnoh is what I know. I have played, later started playing Black and Sun and of course Shield now. I've been playing through Omega Sapphire, no. What was it? Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, yeah, it was Alpha Sapphire. I've been playing through that as well, but I'm not done yet. Platinum I'm playing through right now. But I might put it on a bit of a back burner if I'm playing through Shining Pearl first. I am going for Shining Pearl, by the way, because Pearl was the game that I chose when I was a child. And I like that consistency there. I've always liked... You know, it's not irrational. I prefer Pearl above Diamond because, but it's just like, Pearl was my game. Diamond was my older brother's game. So I'd like to get Pearl again. So, yeah. Basically that. I am quite excited to see how that's going to turn up. That's going to turn out. Anything else? Let's see. I think that's most of the things I wanted to talk about. Yeah, so I think I'm going to kind of wrap up here. It was nice streaming again. It's been a bit. I've had a little 2-week break because first I had a holiday and just I went to a few places and I wanted to chill just a bit, wind down from work a bit, and I don't know, I didn't really feel like streaming too much because I was being really lazy, as I usually do in holidays. And the week after that I needed to start a new project at work, so I kind of wanted to focus my energy a little bit on that instead. Because I am really enjoying streaming, but it's still quite a energy investment for me. I mean, it's good because making yourself tired is a pretty satisfying way to go through the day. It's better than just lazing around and doing nothing. Unless you do it for like a limited amount of time, like in a vacation, on a holiday. But yeah, so I had a little 2-week break for myself there. And yeah, Tuesday I had to move. Well, I didn't really move it, I just cancelled my cave story stream, which I wanted to continue, but I don't know, Tuesday wasn't really a great evening for me. I dropped my phone and it kind of cracked the entire screen, so I had to spend my entire evening getting my old phone working again. So that wasn't great, it took a bit of energy, took more time. Because the next day I was, like yesterday, I needed to go into the office, so I needed to have a functioning phone. In case anybody needed to call me, and because I need to entertain myself in public transport. You know, the standard things. So then I kind of just wanted to what is it? To cancel the stream for a little bit and just do this one instead this week. And yeah, because of the amount of streams that I want to watch this weekend, I'm probably not streaming this weekend either. So I'll probably put out a new schedule on Monday next week. I think that should be good. And yeah, that's basically it for me today. I Hope people who happen to stumble by had fun. If you're watching this in an archive, I hope you had fun as well. And with that, I'm going to sign off. I guess this is the moment where I say Otsugenba. And have a nice evening, everybody.